it's a big series. It's 5 tests against India at home in a series that we haven't won for a while. So that's certainly forefront of mind. It's unfortunate.
Did you get any sleep last night, mate? We just might start with where things were for the girls early this morning. Sad result, but how'd you see it?
Yeah, disappointing. They're disappointed. They've obviously been at the top for a long time, and from personal experience, it's always hard against the toss in Dubai with the dew. But South Africa were just a bit better in T20 cricket on the day, and unfortunately not playing the final this time.
Have you spoken to Alyssa? How is she and how's her foot?
Yeah, she's pretty sore. Probably disappointed not to be able to take part last night. Understandably, they're all probably a little bit disappointed that the tournament's over early for them. But they've been so successful as a group for a very long time. So I think it's not to be lost on how they've been dominant for nearly a decade, and unfortunately just haven't made it to the end this time.
Any concern the injury will impact her summer?
I think it's still being looked at. Obviously, the WBBL kicks off in less than a week or something. So, it's a quick turnaround for all those girls with the WBBL. I think she'll still have a look at it once she gets home in the next few days or whenever that flight is. And I think she's still hopeful to play a very big part for the Sixers in the WBBL, but obviously that'll be determined on how the medicals see it. Obviously, there's a big summer for Australia as well.
What about you, mate? Back in blue, did you have to find where your cap was, dust it off?
I know where my stuff is. I think Cummo's the one you got to look at, so he's got to get the GPS out here to Central. But no, I've obviously spent some time through the pre-season here with the boys, and obviously the game out here last week. So always exciting to be back with the Blues when I get the opportunity, as is for all the Aussie boys who don't have too many appearances from time to time here with the Blues, and hopefully a really good week in Melbourne this week.
It's a bit old school, isn't it? A Shield warm-up to a Test summer. I know it's not every game, but a bit old school.
Yeah, it's. I mean, for the bulk of us, it's looked different every year with preparation for the Australian summer. So some years we don't get to play anything. Some years we play a few games. Some years we're coming off the back of white ball series into Test summers. So obviously it's been a big break between red ball games, with the last Test match being March, and a few of the Test guys played last week. An opportunity this week in Melbourne on the MCG, which is really exciting.
How much time have you spent with the boys? I think one of the things I thought of this morning was, have you bowled to Sam Konstas yet?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I took the sort of first 4 or 5 weeks after the World Cup and trained at home, and then once I had to start bowling, I'd been in here for a number of weeks. So saw a bit of Sammy. Obviously saw him last week out in the middle. Really exciting young talent, and had a really successful week last week. So looking forward to hopefully seeing a lot more runs in Melbourne this week too.
What is it like, I guess, seeing those young guys come through? You're a bit of the older side now, I guess. You're still young.
Oh no, they're all making me feel old. I was spending a tour with Fraser McGurk and Cooper Connolly make me feel really old. So no, it's exciting. We've got a good crop of youth in New South Wales with bat and ball, and that's exciting for the program as well, and obviously for Australian cricket. We've got these young guys scoring runs and taking wickets at first class level. That shows the depth of cricket in the country.
How's he handling the newfound fame? Because everyone's saying get him in the first Test team. We all like to jump on the latest star, of course.
Yeah, you all do. I mean, we've seen a lot with the young guys when they score runs or take wickets. It's let's throw them in the deep end. Works for some, sometimes it doesn't. Thankfully, I don't have to select teams, so I'll just go and bowl to the boys this week, and we'll see what that brings in a few weeks' time when Test squads and the like come out. But obviously, there's a few young guys and certainly a few New South Wales guys in that Australian A squad. So, he's got obviously a trajectory up to the top.
Would he handle it?
There's no reason not to. He's obviously got the talent. He's got the work ethic. He's a lovely young man. So time will tell if he's not picked in this summer. I'm sure runs on the border are only going to help him. So in the long run, he's certainly got the talent.
Just looking at him, say from last summer to this summer, looks like a much more confident, comfortable batsman. Like the time you had with him would have been June, July for now. Like how much have you seen him through in that time with his game?
I didn't even see him then. It would have been till August,
yeah,
probably.
Sorry, yeah, okay, yeah. But in that, like, if you spent a fair bit bowling to him, did you see his game?
One session.
Okay, we'll take that.
So I haven't seen a lot of him.
Fair
I've bowled to him actually the other day, and then once before that. before the England tour. So look, he looks pretty set in his game. Obviously, really young and talented, and as I said, had those runs in the Shield game are only going to do him a world of good. So hopefully that translates into a big Shield season. If there's higher honours that come with that, fantastic. If not, hopefully he's scoring massive runs for New South Wales.
What's his demeanour like? I suppose, like 19-year-old, and we saw when he made the 200s here last week. Pretty composed and pretty just sort of composed presence on the field. Yeah, what is he like around the team?
Yeah, from my experiences with him, he's a lovely young man. He's always, first of all, he'll always come in and say hello and ask how your day's going, and then go about his business. So he works his butt off in the nets. He's got a world of talent, and that's obviously translating into success on the field. So whatever he's been doing of late is clearly working, and it's more of the same as the year goes on.
And is there any difference, do you think, in terms of the mentality of a batsman compared to a bowler to get thrown in at a young age? Like, you played Test when you were young, Pat Cummins did as well. Is it different for a batsman?
You'd have to ask the batters that. Yeah. I don't know.
Did you feel quite free when you came in? Like, do you feel that pressure when when you're thrown?
You're asking the wrong bloke. Probably took me. I was in and out every test for the first 14 or 15, so it took me at least 4 years to feel like I was I had the game for Test cricket, I guess, and sort of learn on the job. So it might be different for batters. It's probably more of a turnover of bowlers from time to time. We've been pretty blessed with Josh, Pat, myself and Nathan being around for a long time. And you've got Scotty Boland and Ness. We've had a core of bowlers that have been sort of together for quite a while. We have as a Test team, really. So again, you'd have to ask the batters. As bowlers, we sort of understand the workload things that come with it, and obviously injuries play a big part with turnover of quicks as well.
I was just going to ask, this being a 5-test summer, the three of you, Josh, Pat and yourself, and Scott and Michael Neser, like, you're sort of looking at this summer like it would be like a real group effort, like it's a whole sort of squad approach to getting the job done.
I think that's been the mindset for a number of years now, whether it be overseas tours, home series. Again, it's dictated by how grueling a summer can be, or how grueling a series can be. There's been words spoken about test matches that if you have 4 or 5 tests that go 4 days, you get an extra days between games. There's obviously a big gap between first and second test and third and fourth test. So that may play a part as well. Don't know what wickets we're going to get. Don't know how successful or unsuccessful we're going to be. So they all play a part, but certainly over the last few years, there's been a squad mentality taken into Ashes tours, home tours, and understanding that we have a group of, talking bowling wise, we've got a group of bowlers that all have that great skill and can come and play different roles when called upon.
Does Cam's injury change that somewhat? Because, like, obviously, if you had 2 all-rounders, probably less than load someone. I know Mitch has said he's happy to bowl as much as he needs to bowl. Like, do you think that does change the dynamic somewhat?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's always going to change the dynamic when you take a genuine all-rounder like a Cameron Green, or likewise with England when you take a Ben Stokes out. When you have that genuine all-rounder who's been a part of a group for a while, and you sort of not so much a game plan, but you come into a bit of a routine with that extra bowling option. That's going to change things a little bit. That being said, Trav's been bowling a little bit and been quite successful, so you never know, he might be the new all-rounder. But and then you've got the likes of Ness and Sean Abbott who've been really successful at State Land, and when they've had the opportunities, they've stood up. So I don't know what the dynamic of that lineup's going to be. Obviously, there's a lot of talk around that opening spot, Mitchie bowling as well, and depending on what wickets we get, that could play a part as well. And then if you look at the four bowlers that have been there for a while, it's not completely foreign. We've played lots of series in the past where we haven't had an all-rounder at all, and had to sort of take some of that workload, and Gaz has probably had to bowl a bit extra as well. So we've kind of covered all bases, and we'll see what we come up with.
I was just going to ask, apart from the obvious, rolling the arm over with red ball in competition for the international for the summer. What is it you love about Shield? Because it's pretty cool as a fan to have you back.
Yeah, we don't have big opportunities to play a lot of it. Certainly as bowlers anyway. For the three of us, we play all formats. The schedule's packed these days, so it is pretty rare to have rare to play multiple games. And I think the last game I played was a Shield final. So it's always nice coming back to be able to play with the state team when you've spent a lot of time. There's a lot of time, as I said, with pre-seasons, and you sort of see the new faces of the young guys like Sam come through and perform, and then to get to go and play. And there's an element of excitement there to play another Shield game. Obviously, that's sort of earmarks the start of the home summer for us as well. And to get to play at the MCG is always a nice one to add to it as well. So there's many things to be excited about, and hopefully a good week for Blue.
You owe them one, don't you? You're aware of the recent history against the Vicks. It's not good.
No, it's not, but it's all right. We're at the MCG. It's a fresh wicket. It'll be a good week.
But we're treating it like it's simply a test warm-up. I'm sure it's a bit different for the squad, to start their Shield season the way they want with the Vicks down there.
Yeah, obviously the 3 draws last week across the board. So as a New South Wales group, we're looking for 4 points and get our first win of the season on the board. We've certainly got the squad to do it. We've sort of got big goals as a group to play in that Shield final, and it's going to be a big week and a step in the right direction.
Mitch, what did you read into India getting rolled through last night?
Didn't watch it. Saw the scores. Pretty sure last time they got rolled for 36 in the series, they won the series. So we'll see how they go.
Just on the work I was talking about, like obviously the summer against India a few years ago, 3 weeks played unchanged, and then obviously last year you guys did as well against Pakistan and West Indies. When you get to the last sets, both those ones with the Gabba, did you feel sort of the wear in those ones? Because obviously the result go the way they do in both those Gabba sets.
Trying to get my memory back here. It was there's a whole number of factors I think in that series. Obviously we're playing at a different time than we live in now. But yeah, it's been a while since we've won obviously against India at home. So squads relatively similar. Obviously the order of where the games are played are different. Thankfully we're not playing at the Gabba in January. They're an exciting cricket team. We know what we're up against. There's 2 teams that have played a lot against each other. So whether that's change your attack or your team as the series goes on, again it's going to be dictated by how the tests go throughout the summer, how blokes their bodies are handling it, how the results go as well. So it's a different time. Same 2 teams or similar teams, but everyone's really excited for it.
Do you feel as a pack though, like combined, when you get to the last test, if you've all played more through the summer? I don't know if it's something you notice what you feel, or we just notice it, talk about it.
I think there can be. I think again, as I said, it's dictated on how many days you've been in the field or how many overs you bowled, and there's obviously a couple of big space outs in the series. So whether that plays a part in that as well, whether you're coming in carrying something or you're carrying something through the series. I know Pat and Josh have probably spoken about it a little bit, sort of coming into a series not cherry ripe and then sort of hitting your straps through the first test and really peaking for the middle of that series. So, and if you're 2-3-0 up in a series, then that changes things again. So, there's too many factors to sit here at the start, a couple of months out and say this is what's going to happen. But there's certainly times where you feel the grind of 5 tests.
Mitch, is this a series also that could actually define the best bowling attack? For a long time, you guys have held that mantle because you've been together and been so successful, but results show that their attack is certainly right alongside. Is this a series that could decide who's got the best test attack in the world?
It's not for us to say. I think.
Or do you even look at it like that? Is it you want to hang on to that mantle of you guys having that best attack?
Apart from Nathan, I don't think the other 3 of us have said anything about it. So, no, we'll sit back in January and it'll be dictated on the result of the series. As a bowling attack, we're still trying to take 100 wickets in the series, and that's our role, is to take wickets and put ourselves in a position to win games or to win games at the end of fourth innings, but in the end, the opinions and how people view the group are going to be dictated by the result in the series. So if we can play our role, hopefully we sit back in January and we've got the Border Gavaskar in our champion.
Are you a series by series guy at this stage of your career, or are you already looking ahead to next summer and the Ashes and home and all that sort of stuff? How do you look at it?
I don't think you can look too far ahead. Obviously, they haven't announced the fixtures for next summer. That's always going to be exciting, but it's a big series. It's 5 tests against India at home in a series that we haven't won for a while. So that's certainly forefront of mind. I'm 34, so I'm not looking to set too many goals down the road. For me, it's trying to win these 5 test matches and be a part of that group, and then we'll move on from there. But no, really exciting to be at the front step of a big summer of cricket, and that starts this week in Melbourne.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks,
Thanks, Mitch. Appreciate it.